And record on computer. All right.
Got it.
Hello, Zachary. How you doing?
Hello, Dylan. Good to be here.
I had a couple things. The first thing I wanted to say, because I have a couple notes with me, is, and Nia can corroborate this. She actually had to tell me this happened. I think this was 2018-ish. I got a very bad concussion.
Whoa.
And apparently I was in the hospital and they were asking me a bunch of questions, and they were asking me what day it was. The first thing I said was, "Oh shit, it's Zach's birthday." And I'm not going to out your birthday, but it was your birthday.
No, it was actually my birthday.
It was your birthday that day.
Whoa.
Yeah, that was
That's
the
intense.
first thing I think that was the way I answered that question. Nia would have to speak on that fully, but that's literally how I answered my concussion question.
I'm so glad that it was correct too. You know, that's a good sign for your brain, right?
But I don't think I knew what day it was.
Yeah.
I just knew it was your birthday somehow.
Well, I think that's promising though, as far as concussions go.
Yeah. What'd you say, Nia?
You knew that Donald Trump was president because you didn't like him, and you knew that Zach.
Okay.
It was Zach's
I knew it was Donald Trump was the president, apparently, because I said I didn't like him when they
What
asked.
happened? How'd you get a concussion?
On that occasion, I don't know. I've learned I'm very good with I'm very good with my physical awareness, but not my spatial awareness. So I can control my body well enough, but I'm always tripping or hitting something. And I think that's just because of my eyes.
Yeah.
But it was your fault? What did you do?
Slipped and fell in the shower after I took a really oily bath.
Oh, I slipped and fell in the shower. Okay.
Damn. Yeah,
Cool.
you're preaching in the choir, man. That's how I got this scar on my head up here. Can't really see it.
I think I remember that.
If you
Like,
remember.
at least you telling me about it.
Yeah, I've had it since I was a kid, you know. So it happens to the best of us.
Which I was just going to talk about, like, we've known each other since fourth grade, essentially, mostly fifth grade, like the summer going in, but 10 years old, 9 years old is when we came from, almost 20 years.
So long ago, I can barely even like fathom how much time has passed. It's in the decade region now, you know. But
I know.
Yeah, fifth grade was when we hit it off tough, you know.
Yeah, I try to explain, because Nia has to hear about there's so many moments that we had growing up that I try to explain them all to Nia, like the pizza place, the all of the WWE stuff, E-Bombs World, all the prank calls.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, there's so much stuff that just happened in like that year and a half time frame. It's hard to even get it all out.
There was a lot of cognitive development. There was a lot of personality gaining in that time, you know, a lot of like, I know I in that same region of time, I went from listening to like X107.5 radio to like actually having a taste in music. And that's like pivotal for your personality, you know? So, I mean, that alone, and then, so much character building around that time. So that's what's really cool, is that you and me were like really forging our characters at the same time, like very foundational point of our characters too, you know?
I still think about our Still Waiting like dance that we had for Sum 41.
Hold on.
I don't remember what it was, like any of the emotions.
I remember loving that song intensely. Yeah.
On Fuse or Fuel TV, one of the two of those.
Fuse was the one.
On repeat every day. And then down at your house, like I don't know what you would call that floor. I've always called it like the kind of basement anytime I describe it.
Yeah, it's a weird kind of tri-level thing. It's technically, I don't know. I guess we could call it the unofficial basement. It wasn't really a basement.
Yeah, it wasn't at all a basement.
Yeah.
But there was
just like living room. I don't know.
Fuse TV on in there. Just and then we had this like choreography towards that song where we were kind of like miming it, but we used a lot of like hand motions.
Oh man,
I don't remember what it was.
I don't have. I'm not surprised at all, because that was probably my favorite Sum 41 song. And And that sounds very much in the spirit of how we were,
Yeah.
do a choreography to a punk song back then, but but yeah, I do not remember what the choreography might have looked like at all.
It was, I know it was right around the time also that, which I think was very big. Like it seemed like pop punk was kind of taking a divergence between more kind of punk, and then you got like the post-hardcore
Yep.
sound that emerged. Like, so specifically, I'm saying like Hawthorne Heights,
Hmm.
and then we had Blink 182, which was
That
our
was us.
yeah,
Yeah.
our
That
duality
was
right
us in
there.
a nutshell right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was those I think about in the best of times. Like I remember almost every single day, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah. I have vivid memories, man. But then there's stuff like you say, we have a sub 41 choreography that I'm like, I don't even remember that, but that's awesome. And I'm not surprised at all. But
Our band,
yeah, dude, Shattered Lies, bro.
like 2 half songs and that's it.
Yeah, but honestly, we gotta give ourselves some credit because that's kind of cool, man.
It
We
was cool.
made 2 songs as fifth graders with someone who didn't even know how to play the bass was
Yeah,
playing
no,
the
no.
bass,
But it was really like my ripped off Marilyn Manson
Yeah,
fucking
no
song.
singer, no vocalist, just kind of riffing.
Yeah.
But I mean, I bet it's a lot better than we think it was, for some kids, I would say.
Oh yeah, I've heard kids that age who they can't play for shit. So
Yeah, but like, it makes sense. They're kids and they don't know what they're doing. I'm sure we were in that region too, but like, I don't know. I have only fond memories of it. We played someone's birthday, I think, in your backyard.
that was the 6th grade end of the year party. I have pictures
Oh,
from
is
it.
that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I jumped in the pool before we even
Yeah, you just
finished.
gave up.
Yeah, I think I like succumbed to the pressure or something like that. It was like
It was weird. Everyone sat down.
everybody was like watching us. There was like 20, 30 people, I remember.
Yeah.
And there was no
Sitting
real,
crisscross. I expected a mosh pit personally.
yeah, there was no cheering really or anything. They were
Yeah.
just kind of watching. It was very stressful for me. So I guess
I
my
almost jumped
coping
in with my
mechanism.
guitar.
Yeah.
Like
I
I
remember
almost did.
you guys were kind of mad at me. You're like, yo, we're not done playing. Like, get
that,
out
that
of
was
the.
just me projecting my embarrassment, really. I
Yeah,
was just,
we're all coping.
you can't just jump in the water without me right now. I'm still up here.
That's true. We should have coordinated that. That would have made for a more fantastic performance.
One of my favorite things from that time frame too, and I still have a few of them, is, and it's something I really have been curious about. I have a lot of like little drawings from you, and
Really?
yeah, not a lot to be fair,
Yeah.
but I have a few.
Yeah.
Specifically, the one I can speak on is
The one of you?
the two I can speak on, the one of me and then the one of
Yeah.
Fez.
Yeah. Oh
But
man, yeah.
every once in a while I find a drawing here and there, and then I always have to think about like, I always looked at you as like a great artist, obviously, because you always had these projects. And I remember coming to your house for us doing homework, but you would do like your thing, I'd do my thing.
Hmm.
And but I never saw the artist actually being the path, and it really makes me really happy. Like, I don't
That's
know how to
awesome, man.
describe it because
Yeah.
it seemed unexpected but so obvious
Yeah.
in my eyes, and I might just be completely wrong about that, but um what brought you back around to that?
Yeah. No, dude, you're totally right, honestly. Like to me, it's a surprise as well. Like
Mhm.
I don't know why I always put art to the side as this thing that was like, yeah, I just like it. It's just something I like to do. It never even crossed my path that I was like, oh, I could like do this as a career. Like I don't know why. It took me literally to like what 2.5 years ago, like 2019, where I was like, I had finished my first 2 years, which was really like 8 years of college because I just dragged it out like one class a semester, 2 classes a semester. And I
Mhm.
was finally at this point, like I finished all my general ed and everything. And I was like, okay, I gotta pick something. Like I gotta go somewhere. I gotta
Mhm.
do some shit. I've been fucking off in Vegas since I was, 21 pretty much, just floating around. And like, was like, I gotta go somewhere. I gotta like pick a direction and go with it. And then I just so happened to take my first art class at UNLV as an elective, just to like kind of satisfy that credential. And
Wait,
I was like,
one moment. That was
yeah.
your first art class?
Well, my first college art class,
Oh, okay,
because
okay.
I took 3 art classes in high school, and I took one in middle school too.
Okay.
At
Sorry,
Hyde
keep
Park.
going.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's okay. Um, but yeah, I took my first like very official sit down
Hmm.
still life charcoal class, and it was twice as long as all my other classes. I was like, I love this. This is like, I love studying art. Like I love
Hmm.
being in this place. And then it was at the same time where I'm trying to figure out like where am I going to go with my career and everything? Like what am I going to do? I was bouncing around from business, entrepreneurship to communications. I don't even know what communications is still. Um, and I was just bouncing around, like thinking I was going to be in money or finances or business or something like that. But yeah, it just
Really?
clicked. Yeah. I thought for the longest time I was going to get into business or something like that. But I never thought that far, you know, it just kind of like, yeah, business. And then was trudging through school, and then it kind of got to that crossroad, and I was like, no, I don't want to do this. Like this is
Hmm.
very dead end in my opinion, and there's no passion here. So like, yeah, there's a multitude of things that kind of I don't know, I feel like I law of attracted my way, for lack of a better term, towards this idea of like studying art, which is where I'm at now. But yeah, it was multiple things, man. I just kept hearing, like I started listening to art podcasts just for fun, and hearing, and like at the same time I found this artist that I really really looked up to, and she had graduated from the school that I was looking at. There was this art school in this art school in Laguna Beach, which is like my favorite place in the world. My dad's been taking me there since I was a kid, and they had like this really awesome art school there, like right in the canyon, and just so many things were like pointing me in this direction. That was like, okay, maybe you should go to art school, you know, like that might be the move, you know.
Dude,
And
that's
it
good.
was. Yeah,
I
so it caught me off surprise too.
I don't think of myself as like connected to any like religious or spiritual like thing, but I do believe very much in energy, because energy, we got told, it's one of the first things we're told, energy does not just disappear, it has to go somewhere.
Yeah,
So if all of these things were bringing you this energy, then I think it was
yeah.
exactly meant to be, and you're just going to
Hmm.
keep going in that direction until you find exactly what you're looking for in it.
Absolutely. Yeah,
That's what it feels like to me when I see all the stuff that comes from you, at least.
yeah. No, I connect with that deeply for sure. It was like almost didn't feel like my decision. It almost felt like it was an inevitability.
Hmm.
But I don't like to go into that range of like everything's meant to be or like destiny or anything like that
Yeah.
necessarily, but it did have that essence to it a little bit, like where I just been doing this since I was a kid. It's like a part of me. You can say it firsthand, you know. I've
Yeah.
been just drawing and doodling since since I was a kid, you know. And I think that stuff just sticks with you, and then one day it just kind of, you know, it snaps. And I easily could have gone a business route or something like that, but I think, I don't know, my subconscious knows better, you know.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like with I just read Charlemagne's first book, Black Privilege. I'm
Hmm.
like kind of rolling my tongue a little bit. It feels fat. Um, I don't know why. It feels like I have
It's
an
okay.
allergic
Lean into
reaction.
it.
Um, so I was so Charlemagne's book, there's a great chapter called Fuck Your Dreams. And in it, he talks about how he got shut down from being a rapper at an early age because that's what he thought he was supposed to do, but he had this natural knack.
Mhm.
And he explained his whole path to getting to where he is now. But it sounds like yours was kind of the opposite, where you weren't trying to find this specific route and then it found you. You were just making your way, and then you were making your way down that path, and it finally, you hit
Mhm.
that point where it started to make sense, if anything,
Yeah.
which is awesome to see, because knowing you from being 9, 10 years old and knowing how great you've always been, I could see you going in so many different directions.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah. Well, thanks for saying
limitless.
that, man. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for acknowledging
I don't
that.
want thanks. I want to
Yeah,
give you the flowers you deserve.
I appreciate it. But yeah, I don't know. It just felt like, yeah, like I just looked up one day and it was what I had to do kind of thing. Like nothing else made more sense, you know? It was like the first time I had butterflies in my chest since I was like in middle school, that when I started thinking about like studying art. And I feel like that's just a feeling like you can't really ignore, you know, when you have
Yeah.
like this bubble in your gut to just do something, you know? And yeah, I still don't know exactly where I'm going with things. I just know I'm in a place. um I've talked about it with somebody else, and he described it as the fertile void. And it's just this void, like you don't know, it's empty, but there's so much that can grow out of it. And I'm finally clawing my way through that a little bit, and things are growing and things are being planted and stuff. So I'm very much in my hyperbolic chamber where I'm just training and learning and gathering millions of different mediums and techniques and styles. And I just feel myself like growing in this direction to where I'm gonna start like putting everything together, and it's gonna start like showing itself as its own kind of style, you know?
Yeah.
So
Because
yeah.
you've always had your own, I think, unique kind of look to your stuff. But when I see your art that you put on like Instagram, because I try not to look at Instagram that much anymore. But
It's for the best.
yeah, every once in a while though, I go to your page and I just look at like maybe I'll miss like a month worth of stuff and I'll be like,
Yeah.
fuck yeah, dude, this is cool. And if you had to pick like a handful of routes in terms of art, what do you think your first handful of choices would be?
Yeah. Oh, that's a great
It's
question.
hard to say art also, like it's such a
I know
vague term, but
it's a massive umbrella, you know,
yeah.
there's a lot of things. But that's why, I mean, that's why I love it. That's why
Mhm.
I love art, is there's so many different ways to go. There's so many different avenues to end up in. And then those things borrow from each other all the time too,
Oh
you
yeah.
know? So like cross-contaminating these different fields is like super fun to me, you know?
Hmm.
But I know that when I started school, I had this big overarching professional goal of like getting into events and getting into like live space creation and designing spaces that people can move and operate through, whether it be like, you know, a big part of it was like the party scene and stuff like that. You know, I
Okay.
was
Okay.
enamored by the party scene, as far as the technicalities of it and how people design these immersive spaces, whether it's like festival or a small time show. But that also translates to conventions and expos and all kinds of stuff. Just I love that combination of of art and event, you know, and
Hmm.
people being able to walk through it. That was like a big part of why I wanted to study in school. That's why that was like my goal for that. But I've noticed as I've gotten through, as I've got 2.5 years of school of art school under my belt now, and more every day, I find myself leaning more towards this fine art, you know,
Hmm.
quote unquote fine art, painting direction, you know. That has been my solace above everything. School jams this like technical rigorous, you know, curriculum where I have to be very accurate and draw things perfectly and draw people and places like really well. And I've found myself like very quickly cushioning myself from that with abstract art and just weird experimental stuff. And that was like my way of like making my brain relax from all the hardcore,
Mm.
technically accurate kind of stuff. And as I go through school more and more, I find that that is my favorite thing to do, you know, is to do these paintings. um
That's a really great way of finding your own balance
yeah.
in life. Like you have your professional stuff that you know you can do and you can do well. So then you find something that just speaks from the heart almost.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like I get a chance to really explore like soul, you know.
Hmm.
It sounds like a corny word. I did felt kind of gross coming out, but yeah, it's a little more soulful of my work. Like, I get like it feels like more me, you know. Whereas with the school stuff, I'm creating for directly for others to like, you know, And where with the paintings, I'm just creating from my own brain. There's no like, there's no, I mean, yeah, I do commissions for other people where I have to like meet their needs and their ideas, but I'm so blessed that they're so, everybody, literally every commission I've done, people have given me like 100% our creative freedom,
Oh yeah,
so
I'm waiting to get my.
oh,
I'm getting one. Don't
I'm
worry.
gonna murder one for you, dude. The
I,
more I know somebody too, the better the work comes out, honestly.
oh yeah, I'm
Yeah.
literally. We'll get back to what you were saying in a second. I just want
Mhm.
to say this.
Of course.
Uh, I'm literally saving up right now for an embroidery machine, and so
Whoa.
once that is out of the way, like I've had my eyes on wanting you to do a commission for so long
Yeah.
that like I can't wait. So
Dude,
just so you know.
I will murder a commission for you. I will do one so good for you. I will have fun the whole time with it.
Yeah,
Yes.
and that's my only requirement is that you would have
Yeah.
fun.
Oh
But
man, I love that.
how you're saying with the kind of a space to create art, I guess you could say. Um, I'm sure you're familiar with the Meow Wolf stuff, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
The one here is
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Colorado, right? Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Colorado. Yeah.
That's the first one, I think. That was
I
like
I
the
think
first
it's
big one that they did.
no, they had one in Arizona or New Mexico,
Oh
I
yeah,
want to
yeah.
say.
I think you're right. Yeah.
This one is supposed to be like I think from the original concept though,
Hmm.
but it's insane. So are you thinking somewhere, is that too far in the realm
Dude,
of
that is
okay.
on the nose. That is
Okay.
exactly, yeah, that is the epitome of what I think of,
Okay, because that's what I
Um,
imagine for
yeah,
you.
yeah. As far as professional things go, like that would be absolutely ideal for a career, to get into designing spaces like that. Like that is what I had in mind before I even heard of Meow Wolf times 10. It's like
Mhm.
exactly, yeah. So Meow Wolf on the nose for sure.
Awesome. Have you been to the
Yeah.
one in Vegas?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's the only one. I would love to check out the other ones, man. If I ever find my way by the Four Corners again, I'm knocking
Mhm.
those out for sure. But the one in Vegas, yeah, is incredible. It's mind blowing.
I don't know why I had no interest in going when I saw the commercials. I was like, "What the fuck is this Willie Nelson doing on
Yeah,
here?" And he's like all
yeah.
this craziness. And then when the one opened out here, like a few months after we moved here, I was just like, "Yeah, let's do it." And then once we got there, and I got to actually take it
Mhm.
all in, uh, I while I was there, there was one room specifically. I was like, "This is Zach's room." Like this, it was this clown room, and I don't know
Yeah.
why it. There was like this light that kept switching, and it was just
Hmm.
awesome.
Yeah.
If you ever or if you do make your way out here, just because Nia and I are thinking about not living here forever, then
Oh yeah.
I'd love to take you there, dude.
I gotta get out there while you're still out there, then for sure.
You got a few years, so you're good.
Exactly. Okay. All right. Good. Yeah. No, that Meow Wolf is a perfect culmination of just art, space, music, lights,
Mhm.
story. Like
Yeah, the
it's
story is insane.
it's crazy. They always incorporate some kind of secret story if you really like get deep into it.
Hmm.
But it's also great just on the surface to look at too.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
when it comes to story, it are you writing a comic? Or
Uh,
is that just like the kind of the basis of a comic for uh like concept and
mhm.
design?
It started off like that my freshman year of art school, where it was just like
Mhm.
a vessel for me to like explore cool comic like illustrations and compositions through like a graphic novel lens. I knew I wanted to draw stuff for a graphic novel, but I didn't have any medium or any story to operate that in. So I just started creating this like story. I really just started with scenes for a story
Mhm.
that didn't exist yet. I was like, this is cool. Um, and then now I took this semester a visual storytelling class and a storyboarding class that were
Oh
both
wow.
very like, if you had a story that you were working on, now's your chance to like flesh it out more.
Mhm.
Specifically that visual storytelling class. And I spent this whole semester really actually fleshing it out and like getting the bones for the thing kind of planned out. So yeah, that's that got taken a lot more seriously than it has in the past, for sure.
Dude, that's awesome. You gonna spill some details about it, or is it
I mean,
still under wraps?
oh, I mean, I don't mind discussing it at all. It's gonna be 10 years probably before I do anything publicly with it, you know. So
Well, because
yeah,
also half of my idea with this is I want to give you a place to, even if even if one person listens to this, I don't
yeah,
really care. I like to
yeah,
sit and talk to you.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
if you have a place for your promotion, even if it's just one extra person, I want it
Yeah.
out there. So I want to hear
That's
all
awesome.
about your
Well,
stuff.
it would be great to like look back on it when it's like already like in the works and in the progress.
Mhm.
Like, damn, I was talking about it with Dylan on this podcast 10 years ago, you know,
Yeah,
like that was when it was a nothing idea still, you know. So
I,
that
I
I
don't
would
think I'll
like,
take 10.
yeah, I
You
don't
got
know.
ambition.
I'm okay with 10, honestly. That way I can work on other things too, you know. But
Fair.
a graphic novel, man, it's like a Bible, you know. That thing is like it's like
Mhm.
a manifesto, you know,
Is
as
it
far
a
as story
contained
and art.
story, or is it
What do
going
you
to
mean?
be
What does that mean?
like, could it be in a single arc, or would it be over multiple
Mm,
story arcs? Could you keep going for essentially forever?
yeah,
Do you have?
yeah. No, it's on Star Wars level, like you
Oh, okay.
like world building. Yeah, it's intense. It's really like it's really just this big like this big excuse to use all artistic and creative influences
Hmm.
via movie and comics throughout my whole life and just throw it in my own version. Like it's so massive, but I have condensed it to 3 acts, three like major
Okay.
acts where each act would be like a big graphic, like a Watchmen size graphic novel
Oh,
in
okay.
itself, you know. So that's how I've whittled it down so far. A lot needs to be fleshed out more, but I have the general basis for the first 3 acts pretty, like I got an idea of where it's going to go, and all the individual arcs and little side stories and stuff like that. So
Oh, dude, I can't wait for this.
yeah.
I see. I legitimately want to be the number one like purchase of this.
Dude, I would love to involve you in the process somehow. I know you have a mind for this as well, you
I
know.
I have like 6 comic ideas that I have created a backbone for.
Yeah,
I so while I run every single morning, literally every single morning, um, and during that I have a lot of time in my head. Uh,
yeah.
so I want to write just a book, like just a generalized book. Um, because if a book is supposed to be about information you have that you think is beneficial to others, whether or not somebody else wants to receive it, I'm offering it. So I feel like I have enough information when it comes to busting my ass and going through hell,
Yeah.
at least in terms of running. And
Hmm.
then I've been trying to single out an idea for a comic because for a short period of time, I was trying to get into drawing and everything, and I've always been adjacent to it, running out of
Mm.
time. Okay, like
Damn, 10 minutes already.
yeah, like
It's
10
okay.
minutes.
We'll pick back up
Okay.
after. Yeah.
Oh, there's a little clock up there too. Perfect.
Yeah.
Um, sorry. So I was trying to get into drawing and stuff because I did take uh, graphic design, photography, and multimedia for 3 years.
Whoa.
So like I get it enough to where if I sat at a computer, I could do the stuff. And I've spent enough time on like music programming
Mm.
software where I can kind of understand how software works, even if I do it fucking shittily. And
Yeah.
also YouTube exists, makes things a little easier, uh,
Yeah.
figure things out. But I have so I'll work on one solid idea or maybe
Hmm.
2 solid ideas, and I'll send them your way, and we can
Dude,
try to see.
anytime. Yeah. I know you're at the least you're an avid consumer of the medium, you know? So I mean that alone that's going to put you ahead of the next guy as far as creating something, like, you have a taste for how stories should go, and uniting that with imagery and stuff like that, so if I could console with you, or if I could like run
Anytime.
ideas by you or something, yeah, I would love to do that.
I'm yours anytime. Doesn't matter. I just want to support. Like,
Yeah.
that's all I care about.
Oh, you're the best for that. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a loaded story, so I'm sure I could use help.
It looks dystopian, right?
Very dystopian. Yeah,
Okay.
I'll give you like a brief little like
Don't give me too
synopsis.
many spoilers, but
Yeah, no spoilers. Yeah, but it's yeah, I feel like, so maybe I'm ignorant, but I have yet to see any substantial stories revolving around the potential of the Bermuda Triangle, and like what could be on the other side of that, and how that could work. So the story is me leaning all the way into.
one of my ideas was Bermuda Triangle idea. I'm just gonna
Fuck
say that.
off.
I
No
swear
way.
it didn't have to do with anything yours looks like. Mine was
Yeah.
like a short story, like a horror-ish. But I'm sorry, keep going.
Yeah, no. Oh,
It's so
that's
cool.
crazy. Yeah, I think that's another symptom of just growing parallel, having the same foundation. It was inevitable, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, it's I've named it Sabbatical. It's called Sabbatical, and it's about two protagonists, unnamed still, and they're on this like incredibly corrupt and fucked up version of Earth in the future, and there's this massive cataclysmic event it's pretty much the second tectonic plate shift of the Earth, and all the continents are at risk of being sunken, and there's no way of even telling the massive catastrophes that are coming. So our protagonist, who is also like, he's just this like very gritty, mysterious guy, very GTA 3 protagonist, like
Okay.
unnamed. We don't really know his backstory, and he takes aboard this vessel that is supposed to survive the tectonic plates on the oceans. So everybody's evacuating the Earth and the continents and everything, and he finds his way on the vessels. It's a shit show. A lot of people get fucked up and sacrificed and left behind, and it's a whole corruption thing there. But essentially, he evades this very Snowpiercer type dynamic on the vessel that is meant to like survive, and he takes this younger boy under his wing, who's like an orphan kid, and he like essentially finds like an avenue for redemption in this younger kid through his mysterious past that we do eventually learn about as time goes by. And they get thrown into the Bermuda Triangle somehow, and it throws them into this crazy other world. So most of the story takes place on that world, and there's scavengers, there's beasts, there's crazy environments, there's sci-fi technology, and all kinds of crazy shit that unfolds on this planet. But it's very parallel universe. Yeah, awesome.
You couldn't have sold it any, but not only did you describe like, because I've seen the images obviously on your Instagram, which I'm gonna put in like the description and everything. I don't want to plug you, but I can see it exactly. It sounds great.
Oh yeah, thanks.
What is also cool about comics is you're, I think, one of the first people who I think I knew who read a comic book.
Really?
I think so.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You and me both, though. I remember you too, like all the way to the Bart Simpson's Guide to Life days, like we've been dabbling with it.
I had a few things, and I was into like the worlds and everything, but I think you were the first person I knew like who read something or like enjoyed the art of it.
Yeah.
Which I've always appreciated. And
awesome.
I remember in when I started getting heavy into comics, I started out with Marvel. I moved over to DC, and I'm still a DC fan. I mean, fucking
Yeah,
Aquaman
the
tattoo.
Aquaman is awesome.
But Image Comics is like is the shit.
Yeah.
It's almost exclusively what I read at this point because
Hmm.
there's very few superhero stories. I like short, condensed stories most of the time.
Yeah.
But have you ever heard of Saga
I
or
have
read
all
Saga?
your I have all yours right here still too. They're right here on my desk.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
I've been waiting till school was out so I could get into all of them. I have heard of Saga though. Yeah, somebody had showed it to me, and I never got into it. I never read it. I'm actually not really good at comics nowadays. Like I don't
Mhm,
read a lot. I did a lot in high school, and I did a lot in like elementary school days.
mhm.
But nowadays, actually, yeah, I look at comics in a very like Liechtenstein kind of way, as in I like the art of it. Like I like looking at it as a crude kind of like of imagery and
Yeah,
reference, but I don't actually partake in like reading the stories necessarily as much. Not as a choice or anything. It's just that's my
yeah, just
natural type.
it
But
hits you because
yeah, I just
you work on this stuff that it's mainly a visual piece. So if
mhm.
you're kind of comparing and you're checking all these things out, you might have a different mind towards it, I would assume.
Yeah, exactly. I come from a very like yeah, just look like admiring like the composition of the panels and like the
Mhm.
art and the color schemes of things, you know. But I've heard great things about Saga. I've heard a lot of good things.
If there
That's one of the
were
first few I would jump into.
if there were two comics I would suggest for you specifically, well,
Hmm.
I try to get everyone to read Saga.
Yeah.
I'm pretty annoying about it, to be honest.
No, that's fair.
But I'm gonna push this comic to the end of time. Uh, I've read it 4 times over. It's halfway through, right?
Damn.
It's it actually just came back from a 3.5 year hiatus, and it was exactly halfway through. The author, Brian K. Vaughan, said he knows what the very final page is going to be, but he doesn't know how he's going to get there yet.
Whoa.
And it's going to go for 8.5 more years.
Yeah.
Um, it is by far the best story, like story, period.
Yeah.
Out of movie, TV, books, comics, any type of story, it is the greatest story ever told, I personally think.
Yeah.
And the other comic is I think it's 5 issues, and it's free online. You can only find it in single issue form or online. It's called Barrier or Barriers, maybe. It is also a Brian K. Vaughan uh, written series, but the artist is somebody I don't think I'm familiar with,
Hmm.
and it's very, very vibrant. I'm gonna keep
Yeah.
explaining in a little bit because
Yeah.
I don't know how this is gonna end.
It's gonna kick us out probably. You want to leave on our terms first, and then we'll jump back in.
Okay, do I send it back to you or what?
Yeah. Um, yeah, I'll try the same link, but if not, just send it again.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
All right, we'll
All
end
right.
this and start back up.
Yeah, be right back.
All right.
Got it.
Okay, back. So barriers. Like I was saying, a great series. It's written by Brian K. Vaughan. It is half, or I'm gonna say actually, it is 1/3 in English, 1/3 in Spanish, and 1/3 just visual, like completely.
Whoa.
So it is a Mexican immigrant who is crossing the border, and I think I haven't looked back on the first 2 issues in a while. I'm actually looking
Mhm.
for them. I think the Mexican immigrant encounters a white, like Texas border patrol agent, and they're interacting, and then they get abducted by aliens, I believe is the plot. Um, but visually, it is the most vibrant. It looks like it's done on a computer. It doesn't look like
Mhm.
traditional comic book art.
Yeah.
But those are the two I would suggest to you specifically
Mhm.
if you were going to read anything.
Definitely. Easy. I'm in. I
Yeah,
got all summer. You know, I'm gonna be gorging. You know.
Barrier is also like because it's so visual. Uh, if you were gonna speed run it, it would take 3 minutes.
Easy.
Like
Yeah.
if you wanted the story, but I'm sure
Mhm.
you would look at like the color,
Mhm.
the way the things are drawn, the insane alien kind of look to
Yeah.
things.
Mhm.
But those are the two.
Oh man, I'm stoked. I'll definitely check it out. I love like experimental art styles. Comics are a great way to do that, I think,
Yeah.
to break from the normal Jack Kirby kind of style that we're so
Yeah.
used to, which is great. I love that too,
It looks great,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, I mean that's classic, but there's so much potential, and to see new forms of it and new styles is awesome. I've always been a big fan of Morbius or Mobius. I'm sorry, John Gerard Mobius, not Morbius,
You
not
don't like
Jared Leto.
Morbius the movie?
I didn't watch it, to be
You don't think it
honest.
looks super super good?
I think honestly, I think I might like it a little bit if I'm being dead ass honest.
Me and I do kind of want to see it actually.
Yeah, I
Because
feel like I'm
I
gonna
love 30
separate.
Seconds to Mars.
And
I
that's
fucking
enough.
love them.
Yeah, I know Jared Leto's kind of a cult leader, but I'm
I'm
still
in.
like, I like watching him the same way I like watching World Star. Like what's he gonna do next? What's his, you know? I saw House of Gucci. He was pretty,
Oh, I've heard fucking the funniest things about his
Jared
performance in
Leto
that
was the
movie.
best thing about that movie, man. Like I don't know what to say. Like I was extremely bored the whole movie, to be honest, but Jared Leto was like the best
Oh, now I'm
as far,
seeing it.
yeah.
I've heard I listened to 3 different podcasts that all talked about that movie and
Yeah.
all described it in the same exact way. And
Really?
it was the most boring movie ever,
Yeah.
and that Jared Leto comes off as the worst stereotypical annoying version of a human ever.
It was great though. I loved watching. He was the only thing with like color and vibrancy in the whole movie. It was just other than that, it was just Adam Driver, deadpan face,
Yeah.
and like, and fashion industry, which like it was all rich people problems, the whole movie. That's all I could think about. It was like this
Yeah.
is just rich people problems. I don't give a shit. But good thing, Jared
So
Leto's up there bouncing around.
so I just
That
need a
helped.
Jared Leto master cut of the movie, is what you're saying.
Yeah, if you could just watch a compilation of just his scenes, maybe that would actually his scenes hit harder seeing.
In contrast.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
In contrast. Yeah. So
Okay.
maybe not then. Maybe not that. So
Oh,
but
I'm so excited.
yeah. Are you familiar with John Gerard Mobius at all though?
The name is like the name is just on the peripheral of.
He's done Planet of Eden, I think. And he's just got this really, really interesting art style, specifically art style.
Let me
Of
give a
course, the story is
Google.
crazy. It's worth a Google for sure. But he's one of my favorite illustrators as far as like comics go and stuff. He's very crosshatchy, a lot of like line work, but then also like really simple color palettes, very purple, blue, green. He's a massive inspiration to all my comic based work.
I think I typed something
And you
wrong
you
because it
sent
gave
me
me a hair
a
salon.
you gave me a Jeff Darrow comic too, which is like incredible. That was so perfect because I love his art style. He's kind of Mobius on crack a little bit,
Hmm.
because he's like double the line work, but like also really cool color palettes and stuff. So
There
if you like
is
Jeff Darrow,
there's
oh
this.
James Stocco, I'm sorry, James Stocco, I meant to say.
Yeah, that's the one that specifically stuck out to me.
Yeah, if you like this art style, definitely check out Mobius.
There is this artist. I'm gonna look up their name. They're comic book artist, at least that I know of.
Mhm.
And I didn't really enjoy the story, but the art style is super interesting. And I know Nia really loved it.
Yeah.
It's giving me problems trying to figure out who the artist is here. Illustrator Ian Bertram.
Hmm.
If you've ever heard of that person, I don't know if you have. It's a very interesting style.
Oh
It
wow.
looks like Super Jail.
It does, yeah. It's
Yeah.
got like the way he draws, but the line work is not really super gel. It's more like this James Stokoe kind of thing,
Yeah.
which I love it.
Yeah, that was kind of the um the connection that I saw in
Mhm.
my head.
These
But
black and white ones are giving me like Frank Miller vibes a little bit, and it's kind of Frank Frazetta a little bit, if you're familiar. Super cool.
yeah, I've really only read the Little Bird series
Hmm.
by this person.
Yeah, I'll write that there. I have a little list here of like things I need to check out that
it,
I've heard from you in the last hour.
it's a very intense story about like Catholicism and conquering kind of native people. But it's
Oh.
also a like a futuristic dystopian. It's hard
Hmm.
to describe, really.
Yeah.
Really, the art is the thing that
Hmm.
I thought
It's
would
worth
be more
checking.
appealing to you. But if you like the story,
Definitely.
you like the story.
Yeah.
Uh, Another question that I was thinking about
Hmm.
is, or I guess I had two, but so I'll let you kind of I'll throw them up. I have kind of recently figured out a pattern in my life that I love. Oh, I've always loved people of mixed races. So I'd love to hear you talk about that because I just found out what my full ethnic background is.
Really?
I just did 23andMe a few months
Whoa,
ago.
what is it? Tell me, because I never
Uh,
knew.
I didn't know. I was lied to my whole life. I was told I was
Whoa.
French and Native American. I am barely French, first off.
Yeah.
I am like this much Native American. Like
Wow.
it's not worth popping up on there. Um,
Yeah.
I'm 61% Scottish, and then there's a combination of two that goes up to like 30, 40-ish percent, something like that, of it's half Lithuanian and half it's this Somi tribe of what is the word? They're migrating people.
Yeah.
It's really weird.
What is Lithuanian?
With
What is that even? Where
it's
is that?
basically it's
By
just
Romania?
yeah, it's in the Pale of Settlement, which is basically like Russia's version of the trash.
Inter-
Yeah, it's where like Poland is. It's above Poland.
Yeah. Oh,
It's
that's cool though, you know? That's
yeah,
interesting, man. To have that closure alone is just good to know, you know?
yeah. And I actually found out I think it's my great grandfather had to leave Europe because of the persecution of Ashkenazi Jews at that time.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So your great grandfather was Jewish?
Yes, Ashkenazi Jew. I have some ancestry things in here. He came from Vilnius, which is the name of the city is different now.
Yeah.
And in like 1889, 18 late
Hmm.
1800s, moved to America
Whoa. That's
on,
crazy that that
on
stuff can
that
tell
side.
you all that. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's interesting. So there's a lot of migrant moving around and stuff in your lineage, you know?
it there's like the so I had to look into to find about the Somi people thing because it
Hmm.
tells me a little bit of information and then I had to Google things to like nail down what exactly it meant. But
Hmm.
there was a group of people that migrated from Scandinavia, which I have like 2% Scandinavian,
Hmm.
traveled to Scotland, which also lines up with I'm 61% Scottish.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people in Scotland actually left because of persecution of the Catholics or whatever was. I don't remember. I have it screenshotted in my phone. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna check.
That's okay. We're not gonna pretend to be geologists
Yeah,
here.
I might be halfway right. I might be halfway wrong. Either way, I kind of
Yeah.
read it,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I found that.
what's the different, like, between your mom and your dad's side? Like what's what?
So it actually doesn't. I don't know that because neither of them have done it.
Hmm.
The only clues I have is, and this is kind of an interesting thing because we've never talked about it, is my sister on 23andMe. Yeah,
Sister?
I have two sisters.
I don't know if I ever knew that, dude.
I found out 5 years ago and 3 years ago.
Is it so these are your dad's daughters?
Yeah, so I got a letter one day,
Hmm.
um, and it happened to say his name on it. And I was like, what the fuck? He's alive? And it said he was going to a courthouse. So then my mom like got in touch with the courthouse, and then he eventually got in touch with us. And then it actually all stemmed from a Facebook message he sent me that I didn't read for over a year and a half.
Whoa.
Yeah. And so this is one of my sisters.
Whoa. She's like grown.
I'll pull up a slightly better photo. And oh wait, this is
Younger than you then too, huh?
her fucking senior prom.
Holy
Look
shit.
at that
That's
shit.
crazy. I didn't even know you had a sister.
Oh, you want to? It's about to get crazier for you. This is my other sister.
Whoa. So young, dude.
She just turned 3.
Holy shit. That's awesome. How are you taking that? Do you guys have any kind of relationship, or is it just kind of
It's weird.
let it,
It's
yeah.
weird.
There's
Like
no denying that that's kind of weird.
with the little bit I know, I'm sure you
Mhm.
know it's weird. Uh,
Yeah, I mean, I can imagine that's hard, that's crazy to digest stuff, you know?
yeah. Like, how many times have you met your brother?
Yeah, see, that's very similar situation. I've met him like 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
He's older than my biological mother. He's like 55 or something like that, my half brother. My mom is like 52, you know? So like my dad had him before my mom was born, which is just crazy already, you know, to know I
My
have like a fully grown brother.
my stepmom is closer in age to me than my dad.
That's crazy. That's so wild. My half brother's son, which is my nephew, technically, is my
It is
age,
your
you know?
son or your nephew.
It's
I mean,
yeah,
sorry.
it's my nephew. My nephew is 2 years younger than me, pretty much, you know? It's just crazy. He's really
Yeah.
cool. That guy's awesome. Skylar is super cool, dude. We've kicked
Mhm.
it a few times. He's an awesome kid. But yeah, it's just a perplexing situation to be
Yeah.
like, oh, this is my blood relative, like extremely close. We share a dad, you know, like
Yeah. Like
um
I think I have a better way of showing you, but keep going.
yeah. Um uh, uh, I guess also I found out, I don't know if I ever told you this, I'm not even Italian. I'm not. I was lied to my whole life as well. I'm not Italian.
What?
I'm as much Italian as you are Native American, probably. You know,
Well,
like the tiniest bit.
I am flabbergasted.
My parents never told me this. They never cleared it up for me. But it's my not. It's my dad. My grandpa is not my biological grandpa. Like the grandpa that raised my dad is Italian. Yes, Italian as shit, and he raised my dad. So there's a lot of Italian culture in my family, but that's not his biological dad. That's like his biological dad
Stepdad
left
or
him when he
something.
was like 3 4 years old, you know, and he's Irish as shit. So I'm like 50% Irish, you know.
Whoa.
My dad's, like, if my dad took his biological dad's last name, it would have
Mhm.
been Patrick. I would be Zack Patrick, you
Oh
know.
my God, dude, that's
Yeah,
fucking crazy.
like super Irish, you know.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so yeah, these are, I didn't know this until a few years ago
Bignonelli
myself,
to
you know.
Patrick?
Yeah, Pinionelli. I thought I was a Pinionelli, but that's I mean, I
Oh,
am in a way. That's who raised my dad. So
you are.
I can
It's in your
claim
blood.
that, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought
Like,
about taking that as my artist name a lot, you know.
that'd be cool.
Just like Zachary Pinionelli, you know. It
This
sounds kind of artisty.
this right here is the day my sister was born.
Dude, that is wild. Who's holding?
My
That's
other
the
sister.
bigger sister? Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, you see that date?
2019,
That's
February
fuck-
15th.
that's fucking crazy.
Dude, yeah, that is wild. The way that our lives weave, you know.
Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I don't know if this is like proper conversation for podcasts and recording or not, and stop me if it's like too much, but
No,
have you talked to your dad at all? Like, have you
so
like
it's a weird I can run through the whole relationship pretty fast.
Hmm.
In 2015 is when I got the letter in the mail
Mhm.
from the court. And then actually what's funny enough is it's on my wedding anniversary now. It was on May 4th.
Whoa.
And then I want to say, so it was 2015. Within 4 months, he moved to Vegas. He and my sister Malia, she's 10 years younger than me.
Mhm.
So she was 11 at the time, I want to say.
Mhm.
He came over a few times and I went over to their house a few times, and like we were all trying to get to know each other because it's hard. I'm an adult at this
Yeah.
point, trying to
Mhm.
get to know my father for the first time, and also my little sister, which I've always wanted a sister. Like
Yeah.
when I was little, I thought I wanted Nathan to be a sister. I was like, he was already playing the fucking brat stalls. Just fucking come on, switch over,
Yeah.
identify. Uh, but so I feel like he thought he was walking into like he could start back over with my mom. That's my impression.
Yeah.
Um, which was very obviously not the case. He
Yeah.
found out quick, and he also lived like near Fremont, which is
Yeah.
nowhere close to where I was at the time. Also,
Mhm.
have my own life as a 21-year-old. Uh, so tried to get close and everything. Um, then he met my stepmom, Christina. She's wonderful. Uh, they in like a year and a half, maybe like a year, they got married. Um, Still trying to be pretty close with them because she lived close and everything. Then they moved way north, like way out north.
Mhm.
My sister goes to Rancho, uh, but it feels like ever since he got married and like he got kind of comfortable with me,
Mhm.
there's this he doesn't know how to react to
Yeah.
me because he has a pattern. Like I have a lot of patterns and I take after him. Neil will tell you it's fucking annoying that I've never met this man and I'm just like him.
Whoa.
It's fucking annoying, but he has patterns that I don't have. Like um if I stand up to him verbally, even if it's a joke, he goes to another room and he'll like smoke a cigar or he'll play Facebook games or something, and he won't talk to
Like
anybody.
dissociate a little bit.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I have not in the time frame. So I've known him. I'm gonna say I've known him for 7 years now.
Mhm.
I haven't heard him say happy birthday in like 3 years. Uh, I have actually haven't even heard from him since I've moved here,
Yeah.
which
Interesting.
has been over a year. But
Yeah.
I text my sister at least once a week.
Oh, that's great.
I
Yeah.
have to. I adore her so much. Like
Uh-huh.
she has nothing to do with my relationship with him.
Yeah, those are two independent things, and
Yeah.
that's a different blood relationship you guys can
Yeah.
cater to, you know.
It was a
Yeah.
little more long-winded than I wanted it to be,
No,
but
no, that's I'm so interested because I've known you forever, and we've never talked about this, you know, like so
yeah, it's completely new to me.
it's really interesting for me to hear it too, you know, some more origin story for you, you know.
Yeah, and my sisters are like, you have a little sister. You know how it feels. like
Yeah.
to be the protective older brother. I'm
Yeah.
glad I can feel that now.
Yeah, yeah, I always wanted to be the cool brother, you know. That was always the thing. I just want to be the cool guy. Like,
Yeah.
I want to be cool in your eyes. It's like a thing that they don't, it's like the insecurity of the older sibling that doesn't get talked about a lot, you know. It's like,
Yeah.
I want to be cool to you, you know.
I also speaking of your sister, I saw her at Kendrick Lamar show
Whoa,
in 2017.
she probably told me about that. I think I heard about that, but
I
yeah, it still sounds new to me.
she grew up so fast.
Yeah, man, she grew up.
She,
She grew up.
she
She's
seems,
same age as your little brother too, man.
I know, 5 days
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
It's so crazy.
Same thing. I think that's what I think about when I see Nathan too. I'm like, dude, that he's an adult now, man. But yeah, sister's old. She got like 5 times as many tattoos as me.
Dude, that's crazy.
Yeah, she got a Bart Simpson tattoo like 3 years before I did.
Nathan
Yeah.
has his hand tattooed,
No way.
but he has like 2 tattoos.
Yeah,
Nathan
interesting.
Nathan makes some weird decisions.
We all make some weird decisions, you
Yeah,
know. I could say the same.
I have 2 dicks tattooed on me. So,
You're kidding.
oh, you want to see?
Yes.
Okay. So I got. Oh, this is gonna be kind of hard.
No shit.
So I got the 13-incher right there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I have the Big Lebowski.
Oh my god. Dude, that is, you know, that's just awesome, man. I don't know. I don't know why that I don't know why I admire that so much, but I do, you know.
I have been starting to look at like I've had this mindset about tattoos for a while, but I'm starting to look at it about like friendships and other things. Like
Mhm.
it's a moment.
Exactly.
Like
Exactly.
I don't regret any of my tattoos because they
Mhm.
reflect how I felt in that moment.
Dude, I feel like I've said this like 4 times this week to other people already, you know.
Dude, that's
Exactly like that. Yeah, there's no regrets on it. Even if I do, like, maybe I'm not like in love with the design anymore, but it's absolutely a reflection of where your brain was at in that time, you know, and like what you were thinking of and how, like, you know, what brought you to make those kinds of decisions, you know.
Yeah,
So
like choosing to get a dick tattooed on you.
I love that, man. I love that. It's such a testament to, like, you know, that it's just like that Blink 182 mindset, you know, like, yeah, we're 45 now, but I will make a
Yes.
dick joke to this day, you know, like I'm still, this is who I was, this is where I grew up, you know.
Everyone asked me why I did it, and I just said, because it's punk rock and it's what Blink 182 would do.
Yeah, exactly.
That was my fucking explanation at the
Yeah,
tattoo
man.
shop, like when I left. It
Yeah,
was so great.
I love that. You know, I mean, I grew up drawing dicks on my pages of notebooks on my high school and on lockers and bathroom walls forever. It's just like having that kind of energy on you is awesome,
Yeah.
I think. Who would have thought there'd be so much philosophy behind a dick tattoo? You know, but there is.
That's like if there was a quote from this whole recording to be encapsulated, I want that
Yeah,
to be it right there. Like
that's the energy. Yeah.
if I did episode titles, that would be it right there.
Yeah, the little subscript or something
Oh
at the least,
yes.
you know. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put it in the description.
The philosophy behind the dick tattoo, you know. Conversations with my 5th grade best friend.
Dude, I just showed Nia. That reminds me. She said it's like a time capsule. Do you remember the Victory TV DVDs that used to come with the Victory Records ones? I
Mhm.
still have one of them.
Whoa.
And I just put it in, and it was right before. So it had the premiere of the Saying Sorry music video. That's how old it
Mhm.
was.
Damn, dude. That was right after Ohio is for Lovers. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had like them, it had Silverstein, Bayside, like all the bands I don't even remember on there.
Yeah.
It was so much fun because I have a few of these DVDs. Like I have the Hawthorne Heights one. I still have that. I have a Seosin one. I have
Yeah.
Blink-182 one.
Mhm.
Riding in Vans with Boys, which is a fun
Yeah.
little doc.
I don't know that one.
So it's this, I forget what band it is. It's this band that made a documentary. while they were on tour with Sum 41, Green Day, and another band of that status in 2001.
Yeah.
So like you're kind of living in that 2001
Yeah.
tour moment, and it's
Yeah.
crazy,
Oh, that's cool.
dude. Oh,
Interesting. Yeah, I have a Vans Warped Tour 2005 compilation CD. I still have like one of my first CDs I ever bought was a Rancid CD with Fall Back Down and like Ruby Silvo on it and stuff.
I'm so appreciative that you were into more of that style of punk,
Yeah.
like which definitely influenced the stuff I
Yeah.
listened to. I'm so thankful for it.
Yeah. I don't know why. I was like, maybe I was definitely like very posery, you know, which is just how it is in 5th grade, you know, but
I don't
I
think
was
so.
enamored. Well, I don't I don't know if I love the culture of like those thrash punk bands from the 80s and 90s and stuff like, but yeah, like I love the energy of like Black Flag and Minor Threat and a little later like NoFX and Pennywise and stuff like that. I was just in love with that culture, but I didn't really listen to it that much. I was more actually actively listening to Blink-182, Green Day, Sum 41. That was
More
like,
our generation.
yeah, that was our generation's punk music, you know, but I love the culture of that,
Yeah.
like, you know, Mohawks, Liberty Spikes, and
I mean, yeah, you're
and
wearing a Mind Force shirt
chains.
right now still.
Exactly, dude. Oh yeah. Well, Minor Threat is like my favorite band of all time now, you know.
Oh, really?
It's funny to see how these things like they stick with you and then they plant when they're ready, you know, like they kind of blossom when the time comes, but the seed was always there, like since I was, you
So
know, I was a
Minor
kid.
Threat is taking Blink's spot for you?
Oh no, well no, Blink goes without saying. Blink-182
Okay.
will always be my favorite. Yeah, they'll always
Sum
be
41
like
for
the
me
most.
still.
Wow, yeah. But Minor Threat, I don't listen to Blink-182 anymore, really. They're just, I love them, you know, but they're like, I don't listen to them. They're just now like, they're an appendage of me, you know. But
Yeah.
Minor Threat, I listen to Minor Threat every single day, like for the last few years now, like just
That's awesome.
constantly. Yeah, and I've totally gone full circle with this whole punk and hardcore music. You know, I'm back to where I was. I'm surprised you recognize the Mind Force, Steve.
Dude, I fucking love Mind Force.
Yeah.
I listened to
that's awesome.
they were the last song I listened to when I got out of the car. I can go to my music right now.
No shit.
If I go to my recently played, oh no, it was
That's crazy, man.
right. Mind Force is right there. Put
No
you
way.
down.
Which song?
Put you down.
Down. That's
Yeah.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, the Excalibur record is fucking
Is ridiculous.
insane.
Yeah. I just saw them live like 3 weeks ago.
Oh, that's incredible.
That's where I got the shirt. I got it at the live event. They played with Terror and Strife.
Those two bands are still even alive.
I know, they're OGs, man. They're like, they've been around the block for a while.
Dude, I have a playlist I'm gonna send to you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna rattle off a few artists real quick, just so I can so you can understand where the playlist is kind of in the mindset of. It's called I call it
Exactly.
Tony Hawk Pro Dylan.
Dude. That's
So
incredible.
I look at it as if I had a Tony Hawk game, this is the playlist that would be on it. So
all right, go. I have many things to say about that, but please go.
It doesn't start off with the greatest, but like the further you get down, the hits, I've like over 500 on here and I add to it all the time.
Wait, let me ask real quick. Is it Apple Music or Spotify?
Apple Music.
Oh my God, send it to me ASAP. Send it to me. I need that.
I'm just gonna send it to you right now.
Yes.
And then, but I'm gonna read this off. Share playlist to Zach.
Look at this. I have this is my playlist in my phone right here.
Tony
Hawk's
dude.
Underdress.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Wait, one of my other playlists on here, I don't know if you'll remember this game that well. MX versus ATV Unleashed.
Whoa, yeah, memory unlocked for
when
sure.
We could put our own songs from the Xbox in by CD and stuff.
That was groundbreaking for sure.
So on this Tony Hawk playlist, I got Vanilla Ice.
Lovely.
Only one song. It starts off with Vanilla Ice, but
Uh-huh.
Good Charlotte, Thrice, Seosin,
Wow.
LMFAO, Endwell, Green Day, The Almost, David Guetta, Memories with Kid Cudi. It's like The Used, Hello Goodbye, Flyleaf, Plus 44, Armor for Sleep, Fall Out Boy, Aiden, Reliant K, All American Rejects, 4 Year Strong, Billy Talent.
Yeah. No, every single one of those, they're still in me.
When you go through it, you're gonna be like, holy,
Which 4 Year Strong song is it? Heroes Get Remembered?
like 4 of them.
Okay, nice.
But yes, that is on there.
Yeah, okay, solid.
Yeah, there
Damn.
it covers everything from 4th grade to freshman year, essentially.
Hmm. It's crazy. I think like if I had to describe my music taste, I would just say Tony Hawk's Underground 2. You know, that's
Yeah.
what I would say personally. I did start with Pro Skater 2 on the Nintendo back in the day, but Underground 2 is like that's the one that like had a
It's the
grip on me.
pinnacle of the
Yeah,
soundtrack for the Tony Hawk.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, American Wasteland was great too. That's what introduced me to the Misfits
Yeah.
and Minor
All those
Threat and
covers.
all. Yeah, for the first time, that's the first time I ever actually connected with real old punk music. You know, and I still listen to it all the time, man. I still listen to Senses Fail, Institutionalized all
Oh,
the time.
it's on that playlist.
Suicidal Tendencies, yep. And Taking Back Sunday did the Descendants. Yeah, there's so much there, but
Yeah.
yeah, in a nutshell, it's my music taste is still Tony Hawk's Underground 2. I did have a big electronic music era,
I was
you
gonna
know.
ask,
Admittedly,
are
yeah.
you out of that, or is that like still a little bit kind of there?
Honestly, oh, it's there still, but it's very seasoned and very mature now. Like for
Okay.
honestly a long time, I was very into the rave festival thing, dubstep. I was a big dubstep guy,
Mm-hmm.
but it just you know what I had a big yeah, I had like a big depression in 2020, and I just hated that music all of a sudden. You know, like it did not do anything for me. I do now. I still love techno and I love drum and bass. And I still have a soft spot for dubstep.
I'm so
But
happy you called it techno.
yeah, no, I love techno still. Painting to techno is great actually. Um, but yeah, ever since then, like nothing like real instruments. There's nothing like it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like since shows started happening again, I've been going to a lot of live shows. Like it was so refreshing to see like you know actual instruments being played on stage as opposed
Yeah.
to a DJ, which is all I was watching for 5 years, you know, 6 years or something like that. Just DJs, you
Just
know.
just
Yeah, just you know, exactly like this right here. You know, I loved it, man. I won't I'm not above it, you know. I was there.
it's fun energy.
Yeah, I love the party scene, you know. That's
Mm-hmm.
just what it was. I love the party and I love going out and making friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely I'm not too proud of it. It's kind of cringy to talk about it, you know.
No, you can own that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
especially if you went through it and you matured through it and then you
Hmm.
refined it.
Yeah. There's so much music out there and there's so much to
Exactly.
experience, you know. Like you gotta build the repertoire, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, just because this is gonna go again, I'm gonna say let's wrap this one up, and then we're
Yeah.
gonna do it again soon because this is
Oh,
so much fun
easy.
talking to you.
Yeah, wasn't it just like so natural, you know? Haven't
Th-
talked to you in forever and it was like nothing changed, you
That's all I ever want.
know? Yeah,
That is the whole point of doing this, is so I can talk
exactly.
to lovely people like you and have conversations
Yes.
like this.
Oh man, feeling is mutual for sure. Yeah, I felt good, man. It flew by the whole conversation.
Especially this last hour.
Yeah.
Uh, just like talk about your stuff you got going on for a second.
Hmm.
We're wrapping it up.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So yeah, this summer's here. I'm wrapped up with school. I'm doing all my own stuff now. I've taken 0 commissions this summer. I had to tell everybody no. I'm working on, I have 3 series of prints coming out. My first debut prints, other than the Black Lives Matter ones I did in
Mhm.
2020. I have a series coming out called Sex, Drugs, and Violence, of black and white prints. I'm going to be doing screen prints, just one
Oh,
color, maybe 2 colors, but that's going to be first order of business. Second is a massive digital print that I'm doing, much
Mhm.
bigger, much more serious, much more expensive, to be honest. And that is, that is going to be, I'm so far, I think the best work I've ever created. I feel very passionate about that. But that's going to come probably July, August. And until then, I'm going to be doing designs for Imperial Tide. If you're familiar
Okay.
with RJ's band
I am,
from,
but we'll plug it
yeah,
to the if
yeah,
anybody were to listen to this,
yeah,
check them
it's
out.
okay. It's just being candid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a priority. Definitely make some sick designs for those guys, t-shirts and any kind of artwork for them. So they're dope. They're playing tonight. Not that it matters or anything. It's
Yeah.
gonna probably not publish until after,
Dude,
but yeah, that's the main lineup for the summer.
when are you gonna start doing commissions again?
I'll probably start again after the summer. I just need to focus on making
Just have
art. It'll
that
be
time.
yeah. I need to make art for myself,
Yeah.
I have yet to do that. Really, like, other than the few that are like on my walls, which are just like fun. But yeah, it'll be my first real series that I dedicate and put a lot of myself into, and that's priority this summer.
Yeah, you definitely can't commit all of the energy of something you love into an area that you don't love necessarily,
Yeah,
or maybe an
yeah,
area that causes a lot of like turmoil in the
mhm,
head or anything like that. But
yeah. It's just I want to dedicate to something I connect with a lot. Not focus on other people's stuff right now.
yeah, that's also good too. Get a little you
Mhm,
work in. Yeah, I'm proud of you,
exactly.
man.
Thanks, dude. It was great, dude. It was so good talking to you. I appreciate all your just genuine support. I feel it, like I appreciate your interest in talking and
Dude,
and
always.
taking time for me, man. Yeah.
You ever want to bullshit? You ever want input? You ever want anything at all? I'm your number one fan.
All right. Yeah, I'll take you up on all that. If you see like a movie that you're like, damn, this movie's sick, just
So yeah,
text it to
I'm
me.
gonna start
If you
sending
a
anytime
new
I send
album,
some cool shit, I'm just gonna send it right to you.
sick music, sick band you might find, whether it's on some trash talk shit or some
Mhm.
Conway Twitty or something, I'll listen,
Awesome.
but
Dude,
yeah.
I love you. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I'll talk to you when I talk to you, I guess.
So
I don't
very
know.
soon.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Love you, man. Yeah. Love you. It was a great time.
All right. See you later,
Yeah.
man.
See you, dude. Take care.